Hey there, YouTube land, and welcome to my second soap opera video. This one I was originally going to do the weekend, and I was going to actually have my son come in at the first of the video with, Aaron Pin is now being played by, which you have seen in many, many soap operas. But before I get into exactly what we're going to talk about in the video and what character I'm going to spotlight, who has a crazy, freaky storyline that twists and turns, I want to do it without going on Wiki or any stuff like that and just remember what I remember. The question that was asked, and I think Parsonberger actually tried to answer, was what soap opera started out as kind of like an average soap opera and then became a big action adventure show. Well, back in the day, there was a soap opera called Doctors, and it was extremely popular. Doctors was really popular. Actually, I have a few episodes of Doctors on my computer. I remember turning on one, and right away Terry Kaiser is actually from Weekend at Bernie's, Friday the 13th Part 7. He's in it as like one of the good doctors, but he's kind of like a badass. He wears sunglasses because he got into a fight and stuff like that. But that's not the show. It was its competition, which was a much tamer, gentler show. Doctors was doing gangbusters and went to 1982, by the way, guys. This other show was failing alongside Doctors and was considered kind of a tame, pale comparison. And that show was called General Hospital. So around that time, things started to change. Women in the workforce became more of a prevalent thing. More men were staying at home. There were some economic things that were happening at the time as well. So men started to tune in and watch daytime television. Except that a lot of the soaps weren't really geared towards them. General Hospital saw this as a great time to snag an audience that nobody had. The male that wanted to watch this stuff, but normally he watched it, and it was called the WWF. It was wrestling. Wrestling is actually soap opera. It's probably the most successful long-running soap opera that's out there. They decided to change the show, General Hospital, which was a really nice show about a hospital and doctors and nurses and all that stuff. They brought on characters like Luke Spencer, who was like he had mob ties, and the mob ties would become really, really big. I mean, this entire show of General Hospital now is steeped in mafia. It is Sonny Corinthos, mob leader going against other mob leaders, putting hits on people, actually going to jail now, murders, and like the show even had aliens at one point. I kid you not. There was a guy on the show that came down as an alien. After the alien went up and back to his mother planet, because they didn't want to lose the actor because he was a really good actor, they explained that the alien had taken on the body shape of another guy that was a reporter that had just surprisingly came into town. So the character got to act on. But we're going to talk about a character today. And who do we choose? Who spin that wheel of wacky soap opera characters? And today we're going to One Life to Live for one of my favorite characters, and I think the greatest soap opera actor of all time, Roger Howarth, and the tale of Todd Manning. Todd Manning came into the soap opera One Life to Live as almost a secondary character. He was kind of a mean-spirited guy that was kind of pushed on by a bullying father, and he was a bad guy. There was no two ways about it. Todd was probably the worst of the worst. But this would change. How bad was Todd? Todd was a rapist. In the beginning of the show, he rapes one of the beloved characters in a gang rape scene, which was really, really hard to watch and I'm guessing to make as well. But it was getting across something that was going on in colleges in the time. Wanted to send across a message, and send across a really strong message. The actor that played Todd, Roger Howarth, was extremely popular, but he couldn't see himself just being whitewashed and being made into a good guy. He said, well, basically his thoughts were rape was a horrible, horrible thing. We can't just redeem the character. It can't be an overnight thing. You can't just come up and say, well, I just raped. Because he went on with the storyline longer, and basically we find out that Todd just hasn't raped this one girl, but he's got a history of rape that comes out. This kind of gets whitewashed a little bit. Fixing my hair a bit. It's not working. You know, after you get a haircut and you get like that one little piece that like sticks off every time after you wash your hair. Yeah, that's mine. On the other side. Yeah. But so Todd is this villain, and he's going to like try and kill her and stuff like that. He gets hit with a board and gets a scar down his face, which the actor would insist on keeping for years to come. And why? Because, well, this is a scar on the outside that shows how Todd is scarred on the inside. What they do next is Todd goes through deserved hell. Todd goes to prison. Todd gets raped in prison. And that becomes revelation as Todd to realize, shit, I've been doing this to other people. Sorry about the language. But it's not enough. Well, it's enough for the writers. They're like, okay, you can go back and you can be good. Roger Howarth, whoever the actor, was not along the mindset of, hey, no, that's enough. No, Todd's got to pay more. So he works with the writers to, Todd escapes from jail. He meets the girl that he raped, and he actually helps her. He stops her from getting raped by somebody else. The girl that he raped, he actually saves from getting raped again. And again, why use the same girl? Well, one, because, that's kind of a redemption thing. Two, because the actual sad fact is some people that do get raped actually sometimes do get, it happens, unfortunately, more than once when it shouldn't happen once. But it was something to, address, because soap operas do address issues as well as entertain. And then he dies. Todd dies. He falls into water and dies as he's trying to kill. He starts to fall for the girl that he raped, because now he's more redeemish. He's tortured. Todd is this dark, tortured soul with this long hair, and he's known for this long hair that he has. But Todd's not dead. Now, after this, it gets a little foggy because I can't remember quite what totally happens. I remember that he goes and he meets the girl again, but she has amnesia or something like that. And she kind of falls for him, but he will not have sex with her because, well, she doesn't know who he is, because she doesn't remember the horrible thing that he's done to her, but he has. And I don't know if I think they do have sex. They almost have sex. They do have sex, and then he ends up getting, this bad guy comes into it that's played by, oh God, who was it? Roscoe Bourne, I think. You got this guy that acts on every soap opera as the villain. He's just bar none across the board. One of these great soap opera villain actors. He plays. He started in like shows like Ryan's Hope. He went on Santa Barbara. He played two characters in Santa Barbara. Plays character on this. This is where it gets good. So anyway, this character finally kills Todd Manning. He puts him away in this like casket type place. Anyway, he's dead. Todd's dead. Todd's gone. All of a sudden, into town comes this guy. And this guy is different. He's dark. He's kind of Toddish, but he's the brother. He's supposedly the brother of the guy that killed Todd. That guy is gone now too. Anyway, that guy goes, and he slowly starts to like have memories. And he's talking to Todd's daughter and Todd's son, because Todd has kids by this point. Todd's had kids. He's did the redemption thing. There's a lot of space in between there that I really haven't got into. And then he starts to remember, hey, I'm Todd Manning. And he reveals it first to his daughter. And she recognizes that he's Todd, and they keep it a secret for a long time. A few years go by. Real years, not soap opera, actual real years. Is it 8, 10, something like that? Anyway, Todd's about to get married again. He's ran a successful newspaper organization. And then, just like I mentioned before in the Roman thing, we start to see a shadowed figure in hands. What does that usually mean? Well, we know what that usually means on a soap opera. Somebody's coming back, or somebody's coming in, and that somebody is going to be related to or have something to do with the person that has the big storyline going on right now. So for years, Todd has been played by, and this one I will look up because I can't remember the actor's name, but he really deserves to have credit because he did an amazing job. I think the character he played before Todd, the character that he thought he was called Walker. Yeah, like the it's like the TV show Walker. Anyway, Todd, Trevor St. John, and Trevor St. John, by the way, is an incredible actor. I think Roger Howarth is still my favorite, but Trevor St. John is one of is when they said they were going to recast Jason on General Hospital. I immediately thought of Trevor St. John because perfect. And wouldn't it be awesome to see Trevor St. John as Jason on General Hospital with Roger Howarth playing Franco? Unfortunately, they didn't cast him. They cast another actor, and the jury's still out on him. Anyway, let's get back to Todd. Todd as Trevor St. John, who's had his scar fixed by now with surgery, and has become, he's still that dark, sarcastic character. Because Todd's like, his thing is he's really sarcastic, really dark, has a great sense of humor, and he just seems to like turn in amazing performances. And anybody who's played Todd, those two guys are just incredible. It's the wedding. In walks Todd. So, the first guy, Roger Howarth. So Trevor St. John, Todd, looks at him and pretty much says, arrest him. He's nuts. He's crazy. Look at him. He's trying to be me. The original actor pulls a gun on him and says, I'm not going to let you take any more of my life. You've taken enough, but you've taken too much. And this goes on for a bit. Both of them claiming that they are Todd. Both of them totally incensed that the other person is a fake. Though the second Roger Howarth comes into it, he pretty much is Todd. So anybody that has seen Todd before kind of says, oh, I love Trevor St. John. Let's give him a character. But, yeah, this Todd is Todd. And that's how it turns out. We find out that the mother of Todd, and apparently Todd had a twin brother that he didn't know about. Yes, he did. She's laughing in the background, by the way, guys. Oh my God. They were both, see, Todd didn't know that his father that he had originally wasn't really his dad. He was actually the son of Victor Lord, which made him Vicky, the star of the show. Like in All My Children had Erica Kane, Another World had Rachel, and One Life to Live had Vicky, the star of it that would hit her head sometimes again and get one of her multiple personalities, like Nikki or one of the other characters that she played. Anyway, Todd turns out to be her brother, but apparently she has another brother that she didn't know about. And this brother, his mother was in a secret spy organization that is pulling the strings on many, many things behind the scenes. But they needed to get somebody in that could give them information and not even know that he was doing it. Kind of a sleeper agent. So she took her own son, who looked just like Todd. His name was Victor Lord Jr. And so Victor had his face cut to look like Todd's scar. And then Todd was shoved in a prison where he spent years upon years. While the other Todd was mind wiped and given the personality of his twin brother. And then, to make it so people won't realize that he's a fake, they then give him plastic surgery to look like the twin brother of the guy of the younger brother, Walker Saint, of the guy that killed Todd. Walker, so that he can go back in and not get killed again by this guy. And then it can slowly be revealed after the other guy's out of the picture, and he's safe. And he can be revealed as Todd and take over Todd's role and do what needs to be done. Of course, he has no idea about this anymore because the mind wipe is so fantastic that he no longer knows or has any recollection of his other personality. So even after it happens, he kind of refuses to believe it for a while. And the ending of One Life to Live, the first ending, has Todd arrested for the murder of Victor Lord Jr. his twin brother that had been him for the last few years. And pretty much he goes to General Hospital, another show where he plays Todd. And he gets off on the murder and stuff like that. He gets away, he's not guilty in that. But One Life to Live comes back on. Another company buys the rights to One Life to Live and brings it back on. And it comes on Hulu. So Todd comes back. And then we find out that Victor Lord Jr. is not dead either. He was like taken away, and it was like a fake death. But we also find out that he's trying to kill Todd, and Todd has to try and kill him because a secret organization that doesn't get explained because the show gets canceled again has Todd having to kill Victor, and kind of vice versa. And this storyline goes on pretty much till the show ends, when Victor has to mysteriously disappear, and Todd realizes that as long as this organization is out there that can destroy his family, he can't be around them, and he has to go and protect them in the only way that Todd knows how, in a very dark, mysterious, violent way. And that is Todd Manning, my friends. That is a story of Todd, the two Todds, just like I told you the story of the two Romans. Todd is a great, great character. Check him out on YouTube. Seriously, just YouTube Todd Manning. Don't watch like the videos with like the music and just watch a video with the actor that plays him, Roger Howarth. He is incredible, and there's just a great, great thing to the role. And the fact that he pushed so hard to have the character's redemption become a slow, painful process rather than the overnight thing that usually happens in soap operas was a pretty good, what's the word I'm looking for? It tells you what kind of guy Roger Howarth is in real life and what his stances are.
I don't know. Having the victim fall in love with her rapist.
That wasn't him.
Pushing it.
No, she's got amnesia.
I don't care.
Amnesia.
Wrong message.
Anyway,
Wrong message.
it doesn't. He becomes good. She goes with. Yeah. It's a good storyline, guys. Check it out. Goes on for years. Todd Manning is today probably one of my favorite soap opera characters of all time. And you know how many characters are like this? I mean, do you know who Luke Spencer is?
No, I don't want to know either.
Luke Spencer is a character that rapes a girl on a disco floor, and the next night she falls in love with him and become the most popular soap opera character in the world. Luke and Laura.
Means there's something wrong with this industry.
Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that video and the story and saga of Todd Manning. My better half is not a soap opera fan, but I'll win her over one of these days. I'll keep showing her. I'll show her General Hospital. That tends to be the gateway drug for people that don't watch soap operas, because it's kind of like a nighttime show and it's filled with action and stuff. People tend to like that.
I was forced to watch The Bold and Beautiful.
You were forced to watch Bold and Beautiful. See, that is one of the most soap opera-y soaps that there is. But you know what? It had great production values and amazing budget put into that show. It used to be a half hour long. I think it still is. And they just did, even though I didn't watch a lot of it, the production on that was incredible. It rivaled nighttime shows.
That's all we had in Morocco.
They had Bold and Beautiful Morocco. That was their big show there. And I'm guessing, I'm not sure if you saw it or watched it, but back in the day, Santa Barbara was one of the shows that was an international success.
Yeah, we did have Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara. Do we have time to talk about Santa Barbara?
No. No, I didn't.
No, we'll leave Santa Barbara for another time. It's a great show. And that one does have my most favorite character of all. And his name? We'll talk about him another time. He's played by 3 actors. And neither time did he ever, come back and... Mason Capwell. Look him up. It's going to be an interesting video. So I never got the tea afterwards, so it's time for tea. And maybe I'll watch a soap. I think I PVR'd some General Hospital. I might have to tell my better half to a chair for this, though. Have a good one.